Hey y'all. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Happy Thursday. Happy thriving Thursday. Yo, what is good, man? Look, I had to start a few minutes early because y'all know that this session is not going to be like our regular session. Y'all know that we got the partnership rocking off with 92Q and Total Healthcare. So, yo, we got to stream the event. We got to stream that event, yo. We got our people on there, y'all. We got Coach Johnson on there, and we got Elder on there, y'all. That's going to be a part of the panel. So, you know, we had to make sure that we showed up for them, yo. You know, we had to do it. But real quick, y'all, I got to say hi to my people before we do it. And, y'all, hopefully we have about 30 minutes left so we can get into some leadership topics. Because y'all know on Thursdays now, like, yo, we got to go in on the leadership to start building up these leaders, y'all. Hang on real quick, y'all. Tech issues already, yo. Tech issues already. Hang on, y'all. Y'all, I'm trying to tell you, this how you know what's about to be good, y'all. This how you know it's about to be powerful, because you got all these issues, y'all. But that's all right. We still gonna make it work regardless. As soon as they go live, I'ma switch it on for us so that we can watch it. Yo, but where my peoples, y'all? How y'all feeling tonight, y'all? How y'all let Rel get there first, yo? What's up, Rel? How you feeling, yo? Good to see you, Rels. Good to see you, man. Top spot, yo. Breathing that top spot air, really, Rel. What's up, yo? How you feeling? Yo, and shout out to Rels, too, because his session that he had earlier with Miss Caitlin was definitely on point, yo. So shout out to you for that, yo. Definitely, yo. Santana. What's up, Tanner? Yo, Tanner be holding it down the first spot on Success Sessions, yo. What's up, Tanner? How you feeling, yo? Deshaun, I hope I'm saying that right. What's up, Deshaun? How you feeling, yo? Yo. What's up, yo? How you doing, yo? Big 16. What's up, Big 16? Journal J. Yo, Journal J is on the team that's putting on this event. And I told y'all got to be on the event if you want to put your name in the hat for getting the iPhone 11, yo. Yes. So I explained the directions and everything earlier on Success Sessions for everybody. So hopefully y'all got that and y'all already know what to do. What's up, Breezy Breeze? How you feeling? Yo, good to see you. Mr. Elaborator. What's up, Mr. Elaborator? Laneda Activist. What's up, Laneda Activist? Yo, Charles. What's up, Charles? You ain't never even get back to my mama, yo. Now you got my mother stressing me, yo. You got my mother stressing me. So, but did you ask her? Hey, yo, did me dirty. But let me see what's going on with them, yo. Let's see if they started. They ain't start yet. They got like a minute and they about to get started with this conversation, y'all. All right, we got tech issues in the background, y'all. It is crazy. It's all right. We're going to make sure it's worked out, though. We're going to make sure it's worked out all the way. Chaos Smoothies, what's up? Hey, yo, it's crazy. Hey, Charles, I already feel you, yo. Very stressful. Yo, welcome to Success, yo. That's how it be. You already know how it is. Yo, is quarantine the lights popping up on Saturday? Y'all know we got the approval to use Douglas. So if you coming out on Saturday, we're gonna have the grill popping off. We ain't gonna have no ribs and chicken and all that stuff. We just gonna have regular light hot dogs and hamburgers, chips, water, soda, all that good stuff like that. For free, of course, but it's quarantine. The lights popping up to sell some stuff. That'll be amazing. What's up, Deasia? DJ. What's up, DJ? Yo, Deasia said we are back. Yo, yes, yo. I'm waiting for them to get started, yo. They officially 1 minute past now, but I know that they having some tech issues, so we just waiting on them to get that resolved. Audie, what's up, Audie? Yo, shout out to Audie, yo. She been stepping up. The whole entire food insecurity team as a unit. I can't really give y'all no props right now, but I can definitely give Audie some props because Audie, you've been showing up and you've been doing your thing. And that field trip y'all had yesterday looked amazing. So we can, oh, Chaos Smoothies. Yo, here's the deal. We got permission to use Douglas. So this is independently of the mall. So because we got permission to use Douglas, yo, we gonna have tables and stuff set up, yo. Bring your table, bring your stuff. Sell. You can sell on Douglas property. You can't go in the mall, but on Douglas, you got that. You got that, shorty. What's up, James? Shout out to James too, y'all. He on this team. All right, y'all. We working out the tech issues, y'all. They working out the tech issues. All right, we trying to get out on that. Yeah, but y'all, shout out James. And if y'all didn't know, James did all the graphic work and all that stuff. And did anybody hear the ad on 92Q? I had a couple people call me and text me and say that they heard Heart Smile shouted out on 92Q about this event. So if you heard it, y'all record it for me and send it to me because I definitely did not see that or hear it rather. What's up, Simone? Simone, you been MIA on us, shorty. Where you been at? Good to see you, yo. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, yo. Sushi. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. It's not a Hey, bro, we waiting on the 92Q page to start. I'm like texting them now. So they working through a few minor challenges. Big 16, you good, yo? Jono J, you heard the ad? Yo, somebody, yo, you got recorded or something for me. Yo, I did not hear it. I did not hear it. What's up, Finn? I'm doing matter of fact, Finn, yo. I gotta hey, Chaos Smoothie, stop playing, yo. Stop playing. Finn, my people at the food insecurity meeting with the mayor's office, yo, why you of all people, yo? they want you to co-host the meeting next month, yo. So I'm not gonna be there because I'm gonna be on vacation. Miss Leah, who normally puts everything together
about COVID-19.
Oh, they on, y'all.
Healthcare.
I'm gonna get back to you, Finn.
And family
on Baltimore. Yes. Everybody know we going through a pandemic, but what we really never talked about was the young adults.
Yes.
What are they feeling? How are they going about it? Are they scared? Are they not scared? Are they getting vaccinated? Are they not getting vaccinated?
Team vaccinated or team unvaccinated? That is the question. And now that we're back outside, everybody, you know, is eager to be with the festivities and outside, but the pandemic is still here. It's still a pandemic. It's still very much real. And we're going to have some people on today so we can discuss it. Just get to the bottom of what's happening in our world right now.
All right, well, let's announce some people that's on the panel. Let's start with Dr. Marseille White. She's in the building.
Yes,
Doc, where you at? There she go.
Hi, hey, Podcast. Hey, DJ Angel, baby. How are you?
Hi.
We are fine.
I'm doing good. Thank you. So, hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Marcy White. I am the Chief Medical Officer at Total Healthcare in Baltimore, Maryland. I am a board-certified pediatrician by training, but most importantly, I'm a mother of a 13-year-old vaccinated young boy, and also the mother of an almost 3-year-old young girl who unfortunately can't get vaccinated. So, we're all vaccinated in my household on her behalf.
Okay, so team vaccinated. All right, are we going to bring on our another guest? We
Yes,
have
ma'am.
Coach Young Elder. Oh, Young Elder, come through.
Hey everybody, my name is Young Elder. I'm 19. I'm a Heart Smiles youth leader. I'm a Healing Youth Alliance ambassador. I'm also on the Mayor's Trauma Informed Care Task Force. And if y'all like to eat, I'm also co-founder of my business, Quarantine Delights. Yeah, I'm also vaccinated.
Okay,
I'm team vaccinated. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and last but not least, we got Coach Johnson coming through. What's up, Coach?
What's up, guys? Hey, guys. My name is Shalon Johnson. I'm a 19-year-old sophomore at Shawan University. I'm also a Healing Influence ambassador of Heart Smiles Heartbeat. And I'm also the founder of Mentoring Through Basketball and Changing Lives, where I mentor youth through the sport of basketball.
Okay. And are you, which team?
Team not vaccinated.
Okay. I feel like, should we say which side we're on right now, Port?
You want to?
Okay, yes, go. Let's do it.
I'm team vaccinated.
And I'm team unvaccinated.
Ooh.
So, okay. All right. So we can get our conversation started. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. So let's start with Young Elder. First of all, why do they call you Young Elder? I just want to get that out there really quickly.
Okay, so just to be clear, guys, what pronounce her, right? So they call me Young Elder just because I'm young, but I make music and I try to speak wisdom. And people always, when I was younger, used to say, "Oh, you an old soul, you an old." So I just kind of adapted to Young Elder, and it made you think, don't it? Like, how you young, you an elder? Like, you can't forget
that. No, we got it. We got it. Now, let me ask you, were you hesitant? Wait, your team vaccinated. So were you hesitant to get vaccinated? What were your reservations at the time?
So honestly, I was definitely hesitant just because everybody else was hesitant. And I kept seeing rumors on Instagram saying, oh, it's this or it's that. And honestly, the only reason why I got vaccinated is because I wanted to see my grandparents. And people kept saying, if you get the vaccine, you know, it's going to help. So now I hear things that's like, oh, you got the vaccine. Oh, you shouldn't have did that. And I mean, I went off of what I needed to do. So I just did it because I really wanted to be able to go places. And now I feel like I'm not as anxious.
Okay. Pork, did you want to add something? Or do you want me to
answer? Like, now that you saw your grandparents, how you feel now? And why are you now hesitant of listening to people on the internet? Because, you know, the internet got a lot of doctors and professors,
of course,
from YouTube University that you shouldn't be listening to.
Honestly, see, that's the problem. Like, I'm not trying to get religious or nothing. Like, I just trust the process. You know, I got the vaccine. You know, I'm working with Hip Hop Public Health about the vaccine. You know, these are licensed professionals and doctors. So, you know, we gotta start to trust somewhere. You know, somebody has to start. And if I messed up, I messed up. Like,
I messed up.
So listen, you know, what, Pork, were you about to say something?
No, go ahead.
I just want to know, being a young elder, but a young person, talk about how the pandemic kind of affects our mental health. Like, we're dealing with something we've never dealt with before.
Definitely. It kind of felt like we were in a whirlwind. Everything just started changing rapidly. And change can be easy for people in general, let alone when it comes to medical and diseases and rumors and things like that. So it can definitely have an extreme toll on your mental health, and especially if you're not already on top of it. And if you're already on your mental health, it can still set you back. and, you know, make you look at things different, especially being isolated.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't until after I got the vaccine, so I'm like, yeah, I really miss being around people, you know, really miss having those interactions and being in person. But it definitely can have a toll on your mental health. And even on Zoom, you know, having to look at yourself all day, you know,
I know, right?
that can definitely have a toll on your mental health, because you're looking at everybody else go, oh, she got that, or they got that. I only got 3 shirts for real, like, you know. So it can definitely have a toll on mental health.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the world to come back, to get back to normal?
Yes, like, and I remember before COVID, I would see people at parties, and I would just shake my head, like,
right.
I can't believe they doing that. But now I'm like, yeah, where the parties at?
Right. No, but you know, honestly, truly, is there some things, because I'm not going to lie, there's some things about the pandemic that I kind of want to keep, like, you know, not being so crowded and not having things overpopulated. There's some things about the pandemic that you would like to keep?
Definitely social distancing, but I feel like everybody likes that, you know, keep the little things on the floor, stay in your space. I mean, wash your hands. Yeah, wash your hands.
I mean, that should have been here from the start.
That's not the point. That's not the point. You know, just keep those tidy things up, and, you know, just keeping after yourself and making sure that you leaving your area clean, you know, because now we wipe things down. Keep wiping things down, you know, making sure that we won't spread any other diseases or anything like that.
Yeah, I respect that.
Amen. Thank you. And don't forget, man, we're learning a lot about COVID-19 has affected the youth. Everybody should tune in tomorrow for the versus battle that's going down as we continue the conversation. You can register at totalhealthcare.com/COVID.
And at every event, there'll be a keyword given out for you to bring to the community event this Saturday, Mondawmin Mall, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We'll be giving out the keyword for the town hall later on in the show. So again, that's this Saturday, Mondawmin, 11 to 2. Once again, I'm DJ Angel Baby, one part of the AM Click, pork chop right there, the other half. And we have an open other half. You know, you're my half.
I know. I'm like a fat half, and you just
Listen, we're having an open heart-to-heart conversation about COVID-19 and how it affects young adults today. And now we're going to bring on another young adult, Dr. Marseille White. There she is at the top right.
Oh, I appreciate that, young adult.
Another beautiful young adult.
I appreciate that, DJ Angel Baby.
Now, remind us again, your team vaccinated, right?
I am team vaccinated all the way.
Okay, so since you're the professional here, you have the doctor on the front of your name. Let's get you to debunk some of these myths we've been hearing, like Young Elder spoke about on Instagram and, you know, Twitter and things like that. So let's start. I'm gonna go one, and then Pork is gonna go with some. You got some Pork. You got a list as well.
Yeah, I got a list.
Okay, all right.
Sure, I'm sure you got a whole list.
Okay. So Dr. Marseille, can I say Dr. Marseille or Dr.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Getting the vaccine means that I can stop wearing my mask and taking coronavirus precautions.
So no, so getting the vaccine does not mean that you can stop wearing your mask and stop taking precautions. As your young elder mentioned, there are some things that even being vaccinated and after the pandemic, we still want to maintain social distancing. We still want to do aggressive hand washing, because those things are protective not only just against coronavirus, but also other viruses. And so those precautions are still important. And it's also still important to wear your mask because we know that the vaccine is not 100% effective. And so you can be vaccinated and still get the coronavirus. However, we do know that in vaccinated individuals, the severity of the coronavirus disease is much less. You're less likely to be hospitalized, less likely to be in the ICU or have severe effects if you're vaccinated. And so that's why we still need to wear our mask, wash our hands, socially distance, even being vaccinated.
Thank you for that.
Dr. Marseille, I am team vaccinated. I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to be a zombie by now. And the Walking Dead was going to happen because my second shot was way different than my first shot.
Yeah.
Can the vaccine alter my DNA, and will I become a zombie?
No, you won't become a zombie, and it will not alter your DNA. As we know, the vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine, they are mRNA vaccines, and so that's where that myth came from, because we have the messenger RNA, how it was, made. That vaccine was made, but no, it will not alter your genetic code, your DNA. Doing what we need to do as individuals, the power of one, to protect one another. So it is a public health initiative. It is not a government plot or endeavor. It is the federal agencies coming together to ensure that at a rate of infection, that coronavirus was a pandemic, a global pandemic, it is important that the federal agencies, the government come together to determine how we're going to protect the global population.
Because if you'd have said yes, I'd have hung the computer up and went outside and did something crazy. Right. Now, this next one, we all know the answer to, but it's a big myth. At first, they thought that COVID was only deadly to people 65 and older, but now we know that's not even true.
Right.
Correct. We know that that's not true. Certainly our older population was most vulnerable in those initial surges of the coronavirus pandemic. But unfortunately, as you now know and hear, the Delta variant that we are currently experiencing is much more contagious, much more transmissible among populations. And it's actually affecting the unvaccinated. In medicine and in science, nothing is usually 100%. However, in the state of Maryland, last month, June 2021, in the state of Maryland, 100% of the COVID-19 deaths were in unvaccinated individuals, okay? That's major. That's huge in healthcare and in science that something is 100%, right? And so it really says that this population of our younger group who's been a little bit more hesitant to getting the COVID vaccine, they're more at risk for getting this Delta variant of the virus. And this virus knows no age. It knows no race. It is taking advantage of those of us that have underlying health conditions.
Yeah.
And it's important that we get everyone vaccinated.
Now, early stages of the pandemic, early stages of the vaccination process, people thought, you know, they would be protected with just one dose, or they didn't think that they needed to get another dose. Let's talk about that myth about the double doses. And also, I want to know if you could speak on the booster thing.
Sure. Yeah, so, you know, we have the two Pfizer and Moderna that are 2-dose series vaccines. And then we have the Johnson & Johnson vaccine that's a 1-dose vaccine. So 2 weeks after your first dose of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you're considered fully vaccinated. You are not considered fully vaccinated until you have received your second dose of the Pfizer and Moderna vaccine. 2 weeks after receiving that second dose, we consider you fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. Right now, the study and science is showing that we don't need a booster currently, but that is something still under investigation, is how long does that immunity last? So, you know, I'm going to bring back the chickenpox vaccine, right? So for chickenpox, we currently give the chickenpox vaccine at 1 year of age and then at 4 years of age, right? And so we do believe that there's some what we call waning immunity, right? Your immunity dies down after a certain time period. And as you also see for the flu vaccine, that's a vaccine that we have to give every year, because just like the smart coronavirus, the flu virus does circulate different kind of variants of the flu, circulate at different seasons. And so we make a vaccine to target what was circulating the season prior. And so similar, you know, coronavirus will likely need a booster, but at this time, they're telling us that we don't need one.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. White, Dr. Marseille White. Now, real quick, I want to get Coach Johnson in this conversation as well, because he is a part of Team Unvaccinated. So I want to know, because you're not vaccinated, Coach Johnson, how's your family and friends treated you? Because that's a thing too. People kind of, are they hesitant to be around you? Like, what's your experience like?
I wouldn't say my family and friends are hesitant. My dad does not want the vaccine at all. He said, no, you ain't getting the vaccine. So it's like, my dad's like, no, you ain't getting the vaccine. My mom, she's kind of lenient, because she's like, she want me to go back to school. So she's like, I kind of want you to get the vaccine, but then I kind of don't, if you don't know all the facts behind it. My closest friend is vaccinated. As you can see, Elda is vaccinated. So a lot of my friends are vaccinated, but I'm not vaccinated. I mean, they haven't treated me any way differently, but I mean, I just been hearing different things about the vaccination. That's why I haven't been taking.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you that. I was going to say, what has been your reason for not getting vaccinated? No judgment, not just because I'm not vaccinated at all either. So I wanted to know, what was your reason for
social media, Instagram, World Star.
Instagram.
What?
World Star not from being vaccinated, man.
Listen, the World Star. Listen, it's just a lot of basically myths about the vaccines. Like at first it was gonna be a zombie, and the second one is like it was a chip from the government inside of your arm, and they can tell you, and they can shut your body off. And then it was like, if you get the vaccine, you're gonna get COVID, and the second dose is harder than the first dose, so don't get the second dose. So it's just a lot going on. I'm like, you know what? I just won't stick to the vaccine. And then every time I say I won't stick to the vaccine, it'll be something on Instagram, Facebook, like a video of somebody getting the vaccine and then coming out with like a whole bunch of bumps on their arms or passing out and stuff like that. So it's social media is like a big thing. That's
and as a young adult, that's our news. That's where we consume everything. And Dr. White, I'm going to be completely honest. Once I heard, and I just want to get this out. Once I heard even an inkling of infertility, that whole thing, being that's what made me not want to get vaccinated, because I'm young, I don't have kids, and it's like, wait a minute, hold on, like, is this going to cause me problems in the future because it's so new, and because there's not, in my opinion, there hasn't been enough of the sampling of the, it's not enough people getting it. It hasn't been around. So all new things are scary to us. So I think that's, as a young adult, that's kind of one of the things that, kind of triggered me.
I think DJ Angel Baby and Coach Johnson bring up a great point that, we and team vaccinated, right? And in the healthcare setting, we need to be on social media like we are right now. Combating some of those myths the minute they come out, right? Coming back with it, with the science, and those of us that, have been vaccinated and what our experiences have been, so that we can meet you where you are, right? If you're on social media, but we're waiting for you to come into the health center to get your COVID vaccine, there's a disconnect there, right? And so we have to be able to meet you where you are, understand what you're hearing, what's out there on World Star and, other platforms, and figure out how we then combat that with the facts. And also with the personal stories, because it really, once again, it's that power of one. It's probably not going to be me, Coach Johnson, to convince you to get vaccinated. More than likely, it's going to be a young elder. Right. But it's my job to make sure that, DJ Angel Baby and Pork Chop, when they're going on the air, and Young Elder, they have all the facts, so they can push that out and use these type of platforms to make sure that we're combating the myths with what's actually going on in the community and in the science.
I was going to ask, Coach, since you've been on here and you heard Dr. White and you heard Young Elder, is it swaying you to take it now that you hear some of the facts?
I mean, I would say yes. And I would say yes because, like I said, my closest friends have it. And, they haven't been affected by it since. So it's definitely persuading me. I'm even thinking about getting it done Saturday at the Mall Mall at 11 a.m., the resource fair. So you guys definitely come check that out as well. 11 a.m. Mall. I'm going to go and set my vaccination appointment up and get vaccinated.
Okay, so
I'm going to meet you there, too.
That's awesome. I might meet you there as well. I'm gonna make some arrangements to meet you there as well. That's awesome.
I'm sorry, Angel Baby.
No, listen, this is good convo right here. This is what we need. Coach Johnson, how do you, because you're unvaccinated like myself, how do you feel about the world going back to normal? Like, do you have any reservations, or are you just outside? Like, what's your?
No, I'm not outside. I'm a college student. Okay.
Oh, y'all the main ones outside.
Right.
I mean, where I go to school at, you can't go outside because it's like my school's in the middle of nowhere. But me, I would say no. I mean, I'm ready, but I'm not ready because it's like, I'm 19 years old and I'm at a weird age. It's like a lot of things I can't do. Like, it's a lot of things. Like, one thing I really want to go do is the MGM, the National Harbor. I've never been there. I can't go in there. This is a casino and I gotta be 21. So like certain stuff like that, I'm really not ready for it. But the world went back up and everybody coming in for parties. I won't be there, but I will see y'all on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
So I'm quite sure, like Young Elder, there are some things in the pandemic that you would want to keep. Yes,
definitely 6 feet.
Yeah.
And wash your hands. That should have been something from the jump, but wash your hands. Hand sanitizer could be in your car every day. 6 feet. Wear your mask. I was the type of person where I didn't like masks because when I talk, I wear my glasses and then you can fog my glasses up, so I couldn't move. Right. So I always hate masks. But if you gotta wear your mask, you gotta keep people safe. You got to.
Yeah, I agree.
Dr. Marseille, this is a big question on here, and this is one that I really feel like I feel in my heart.
Yeah.
I got the vaccine. You can still get COVID, so why get the vaccine anyway?
That's a good question for a Chuck, because that was one of my questions.
That's a great question, and we get that question a lot. And the reason to get vaccinated, even though there's a small possibility of you getting COVID, even being vaccinated, is because we have seen that individuals that are vaccinated, if they do get COVID, the symptoms are much less. They're less likely to be in the hospital. They're less likely to have more of the severe complications that we see in unvaccinated individuals with COVID. But, we know that there might be some COVID in individuals that are unvaccinated, but it's very low. And the benefits of being vaccinated. And what we also don't know with COVID, is that, the long-term effects of you getting COVID, right? You probably heard of the COVID long haulers, individuals that have had COVID, months ago, but are still experiencing the symptoms from having COVID. We want to prevent that because the disability and the economic burden that causes as well. I mean, if you're having symptoms of COVID for months, I mean, you probably you can't work, you can't enjoy your kids or, the outdoor events that are now happening with everything opening up. And so we want to make sure people are vaccinated so that we can get back to a state of normal, right? A new normal.
Yeah.
I have a question. One question. Is there a restriction on getting the vaccine? So say, for example, person named Joe, and he has like a real bad heart, but he wants to get the vaccine. Can he get the vaccine still?
So we encourage individuals that have underlying medical conditions to get the vaccine. And when we first started providing the COVID vaccine, we actually tiered, who would get it first so that we can ensure individuals that were over a certain age group, are 65 and up, and individuals with underlying medical conditions would get the vaccine, because we saw early on and we know that COVID-19 infection is much more severe in individuals that have heart disease or hypertension or diabetes, overweight, obesity. And so we wanted to ensure that those individuals receive the vaccine. So it is important. We do say consult with your doctor, but those individuals should be receiving the vaccine as well, as long as there's no contraindications to any elements or components of the vaccine.
Now, Dr. White, I wanted to go to the chat because it's an important question in here. A couple of questions in here that we wanted to get to. I apologize if my screen goes out, but I'm reading from the chat. One of them is saying, what advice can you give to parents about sending their children back to school? My son is 13 years old, a student from Howard County Public Schools, and he's been vaccinated, but I'm concerned about him being around students that may not have been vaccinated. I'm also going to make him continue to wear masks, but some students may not.
Yeah, absolutely. I see Ms. Chancellor on there with that question. I agree. I have a 13-year-old as well that is vaccinated. Certainly having the concern around being around others that are not vaccinated. However, your son is pretty much, protected at a very high level. We know that the vaccines are, close to 95% effective. And so, the likelihood of getting COVID is low, but I would still, like you're doing, encourage your son to wear the mask, even being in school. And the American Academy of Pediatrics just released a statement this week saying that children should return to school. However, vaccinated or not, they should wear their mask.
Yeah. Okay. And Pork, did you see another way? There's another question in here about the respiratory. Did you see it?
Go ahead. On the computer, we can. There you go.
Okay, so yes. Okay, so what about what we're hearing about cardio and respiratory issues young people have had after getting the vaccination?
Right. So what Ms. Graham is mentioning there is that post-vaccination, there have been some young adults that have received or have gotten what we call pericarditis or myocarditis, right? So it's an inflammation of the tissues around the heart. Okay. But what we do know is that is a rare a side effect of the vaccine. It is very mild in most cases and also goes away by itself without any intervention needed. But what we know and has been documented, not just with the coronavirus, but with all other viruses as well, is that this virus can cause the same inflammation that the vaccine will cause in a mild way. This virus causes this inflammation in a much more severe way. So you've probably heard of the MIS-C, the multi-system inflammatory condition that children were being hospitalized for that contracted COVID. That is a much more severe inflammation because it's inflammation of not just your heart, but your other organs, your kidneys, and other things as well. And so the virus, the coronavirus, causes a much more significant inflammation. So if you do get coronavirus, that's going to be much more severe than the mild, what we call self-limiting, right? Resolves on its own inflammation that you get post the vaccine, which is also very rare.
Okay.
Can I say something, Angel, real quick?
Yes,
while you get it together. Don't forget about Saturday, Coach. I'm gonna meet you there. You let me know what time you're gonna be there. I'm gonna be there to hold your hand and give you a lollipop after you get your vaccination. Don't forget, it's at Mondawmin Mall, Total Healthcare Community COVID-19 Resource Fair. There'll be music, wellness, giveaways, testing, and vaccinations 11 to 2 at Mondawmin Mall this Friday.
Now, I just want to give this keyword update. Voices. Bring this keyword and the keyword from the Versus Battle to the community event at Mondawmin Mall that Pork Chop just talked about on Saturday to be entered into a raffle for prizes. So Voices, bring this keyword and the keyword from the Versus Battle to Mondawmin Mall, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Saturday. Now, I don't know. Can I ask young elder who's been vaccinated, a young adult who's been vaccinated, do you have any when you got the vaccination, did you have any adverse effects, and how did it bring you down a lot? Because Pork talked about him, the second dose being hard for him. Was that the same way for a younger person?
So for me, my symptoms, I didn't really have any symptoms. I felt fine. I was nervous that I was gonna feel bad. I kind of felt a little bit fatigued. But that was it. And then the second shot, when I got it, it didn't even hurt. Like, when it went in, it just didn't hurt. I don't know what that means. I was kind of nervous. I'm like, so when did the pain come? But I didn't really have any symptoms. But my friend did get it, and she had symptoms bad. But she got better, though.
When you say she had symptoms bad, what do you mean?
Like, it's 90 degrees, and she's saying she's cold.
Oh, okay.
So she was saying she's cold, but she wasn't throwing up or anything, or she didn't have like diarrhea or anything. She just kept saying she was cold and she was tired.
Okay. Well, Dr. White, we spoke on this a little bit, but I just want you to reiterate, how long after the first shot can you wait to get the second dose?
Yeah, so we have the Johnson & Johnson, which is the 1 dose series, right? So that 1 shot, and you're fully vaccinated 2 weeks after that 1 shot. The Pfizer vaccine, you get the next second dose 3 weeks after that first shot. You're home. And then for the Moderna vaccine, you get your second dose 4 weeks after the first shot. But for all vaccines, you're fully vaccinated 2 weeks after the final dose.
I had a question, Dr. White.
Yeah.
So they said the J&J vaccine wasn't a good vaccine and gave people problems and stuff like that. Is that vaccine still out and available for people as well, though, even though it gave people problems?
So yes, the J&J vaccine is still available. You probably remember that it was paused for a period of time to provide some additional investigation. However, it was reinstated by the FDA, and that was done out of caution because we know that there's a lot of anxiety and concern around these vaccines, and we really, being hyper vigilant in regards to that. But it is still available. We do have the Pfizer and also the Moderna vaccine. Now the J&J, when you look at the studies, right, it wasn't as effective as the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, but I can tell you that any protection is better than no protection.
Now, Dr. White, I'm sorry, young elder, go.
Yeah, see, I'm sorry, I got a question. So if it's not good, why they still offer it? If it's not as effective and it can give you blood clots, like, and it's kind of crazy because you say it only take 1 shot for you to be fully vaccinated. And for a lot of people, they focus on like the quickness. Okay, cool, I got the strip, I need to get fully vaccinated. Let me just get the J&J. Now it don't even work. Like, I don't understand that.
So no, it still works. So it's still effective. So if we, it's just not as highly effective as the other 2 vaccines, but it's still very effective. And it gives you, gives you protection against the coronavirus. For the J&J vaccine, it's 1 vaccine, it's 1 shot, so it's convenient. You don't have to worry about rescheduling another appointment to come back or traveling across the country to get, that second dose. So it was provided as a way to make it convenient and efficient for individuals to get the vaccine, but it is effective. It is, close to 90% effective. But the other two vaccines are much more effective. But, you know, I would say any protection is better than no protection.
Now, Dr. White, question. This may sound like a silly question, but I feel like I'm not the only one that might ask this question.
No, please ask.
How do we discern which vaccine to take? The Moderna, Pfizer. How do you decide? Is it just what's available to be offered to you, or how do you make the decision?
Yeah, at Total Healthcare.
Outside of the doses amounts.
Yeah, no, at Total Healthcare, we've been able to offer, you know, all three of the vaccines. We've been fortunate to have that inventory. You probably remember at the beginning of when the vaccines were being distributed, certain doses were being sent out to certain entities because of how the vaccine was shipped and how you have to store it with the refrigeration. And, you know, Pfizer required, you know, the ultra cold refrigeration or the freezers. And, you know, many of us don't have that type of equipment to keep those type of vaccines on site. And so a lot of it was based on who can store and maintain them. Based on the way you have to store it. But now I would say most places have, if not both the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines available, all three of them. And so what we've been doing is giving people the choice of vaccine.
How would they, what is some deciding factors? Okay, well, I'll get the Moderna because of XYZ, or is that something we have to research and like, what is the criteria for your decision? You know what I mean?
It's really personal preference. You know, some individuals come and say, you know, back to that power of one, you know, they'll say, hey, I had a friend that convinced me to get vaccinated. They got the Pfizer and they didn't have as many side effects as my friend that got the Moderna. So I want the Pfizer vaccine.
So it's just basically luck to draw. Like whatever.
Yeah, it's based on, you know, your personal preference, which you would like. I mean, when we first started giving the vaccine, we only had the Moderna because of the way it's stored. And we had individuals call us and say, well, I wanted the Pfizer. I'll call back when you all get the Pfizer, right? And so we did our part with education and letting them know that you get, you know, the same protection. The side effects were pretty much the same, but because of maybe something they heard from, you know, a friend or someone else that was vaccinated, they decided that they wanted that vaccine. So leave it up to the individual.
Okay, so it's no real criteria. It's no one has more than the other, or no one is more safe.
No.
I have a question, Dr. White. So, can I get the Pfizer for the first dose and then the Moderna for the second dose, or got to be for the same? It got to be the same.
So that's a great question, Coach. I'm glad you asked. So we want to keep you with the same one that you received for the first dose. So if you receive Pfizer for the first dose, we're going to make sure you get your second dose of Pfizer. And if you got Moderna for the first dose, you get Moderna for the second dose. Very early on, and this is probably what, you know, where that came up as well, is that when we were concerned about a vaccine shortage, it was said that if you do have to give, you know, one the first dose and you only have another one in the second dose, just give it. But that recommendation we don't do. So we give you the same for your first and your second dose.
Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Pork, did you want to go to the chat, or you want me to see? Because there's another question in here about second dose time frame window.
Yeah, go into the chat.
Let's see this chat. Apologize if my screen goes out, but it says, Brian asked a question. If I missed the time frame from getting my second dose, can I still get it, or do you have to start over? Like, what is that process like?
Good question. Good question.
That's a great question. Thank you, Brian. So, no, you do not have to start the series over. You don't have to get the first dose again. We will give you your second dose. You can get it even though you missed that time frame. Yes, it is allowed for you to get that second dose.
Are you any less protected if you miss the time frame? If you go, so if it's 2 weeks and you go 3 weeks or 4 weeks, what is the effectiveness?
Yeah, so it's still effective. The vaccine is still effective. We are, you know, the science is still looking at that because, of course, the studies made sure that people got it at the proper intervals. But the vaccine is still effective. If you miss that, you know, you're supposed to get it 3 weeks out and you go 4 or 6 weeks out, it's still effective.
Okay.
Great.
Now,
but we will track you down for that second dose.
I know, right? Well, I don't know, but I've heard. Since we have Dr. White on from Total Healthcare now, if you still can get, well, we already asked this question earlier because I was just going down our list, making sure we get all our questions in. But I was just about to say, what's the point? But we already talked about it, and you're still getting some level of protection, whether people get COVID with the vaccination or not. So I was going to ask that. Let me check the chat one more time. All right, here's one from Latia. She says, I've been fully vaccinated since February 24th. I haven't had any issues. I received Moderna via Hopkins. Oh, this is just a testimony. It's definitely a personal choice. Okay, well, congratulations, Latia.
Congratulations. Okay.
I'm wondering if
Good job, Latia. Thank you for that testimony, and thank you for talking about being a personal choice, because it really is. Because everybody's situation is different. There are reasons why. You heard young elder talk about, wanting to be with his parents. Everyone has a different reason why, and it's really meeting people where they are and having these type of conversations to understand what is going to be that motivation to get coached or that one other individual vaccinated. So really the power of one.
And I'm wondering if anybody that's watching, if their opinion has changed besides Coach Johnson. He's going Saturday. That's what he said, right, Coach? You going Saturday?
I'm going.
Okay, so I feel like you probably already knew that you were going to do that, and you didn't just decide.
Listen. I was like, in the beginning of the broadcast, I was like, I don't know. I hope Dr. White give me some good details, some good facts that I can go about, and she gives me good facts. So yeah, I changed my mind. I'm going to get my vaccine.
Okay. And Kiara wanted to know, why do they give separate doses? Why not together to get everything over with?
So the Johnson & Johnson vaccine does. It gives you that one dose to get it over with. You don't have to come back. But what the studies and science have shown, you give that one dose to kind of introduce it to the immune system, and then you give that second dose as that booster, right? And so we see that, and we do that for other vaccines too, right? And so you probably don't remember because you were young, but we give vaccines at 2 months of age, 4 months of age, 6 months of age, and they're pretty much the same vaccines. But we give it to you at those intervals so that, one, we can introduce it to your immune system, and then we can also help to build up your immunity, right? We don't want to completely shock the immune system, but give you a little, some of the vaccine, and then give it to you in intervals to where we can then help you build up your immunity. So that's really why the Pfizer and Moderna are given in those different intervals so that we can introduce the vaccine to you, help your body build up the immunity to the virus, and then give you that second one so that we can make sure you're fully vaccinated.
That's good to know.
Beautiful. So, once again, team vaccinated versus team unvaccinated. I feel like I'm just kind of like the only team unvaccinated right now.
You can call me later. You can call me later, DJ Angel Baby.
Come with me Saturday and get yours, DJ Angel Baby. See, listen, get it together.
Dr. White, you really didn't put me at ease with my concern that I talked about earlier.
The fertility issue. So no, it has not been documented that the vaccines cause the fertility concerns. There were some documented cases of heavier, menstrual flows and disruption in the menstrual flows. But as far as the infertility, right, your ability to conceive and have kids, that has not been documented as an adverse effect or complication of the vaccine. A lot of times studies and things get published that don't have what we call the scientific rigor, because we know that, infertility exists in women, all the time. And so some things are just coincidence versus cause and effect, right? And so I think that was what happened around the concern about infertility, is that some of it was more coincidence, just our baseline rates of infertility in the female population, but then overlaying giving a vaccine on top of that, right? Not being able to really show the cause and effect. I got the coronavirus vaccine, and then I was not, I was infertile. Like that cause and effect that relationship has not been scientifically proven.
Okay.
What about expecting women?
Yeah, good question.
Yeah, so most expecting women, they actually had many women that were pregnant getting the coronavirus vaccine as part of the study. And what was great with pregnant women was that they were then able to provide their children, their unborn children, with antibodies. And so the kids, once they were born, were tested for COVID-19 antibodies, and they actually had antibodies. So they were able to get the vaccine while pregnant, have their children, and then bring children in the world that already had immunity to the COVID-19 virus. And so that was very powerful to have these pregnant women willing and engaged in these studies so that they can prove that as a power one, as a mother, I'm going to receive, this vaccine, and then also allow their children to then have their blood drawn to see that they also had immunity to the COVID-19 virus.
Okay, and I have one last question, Dr. White, because I know we kind of giving it to you all at once. But one last question. In case somebody wants to show up in Mondawmin and get tested and get, coming to the COVID resource fair, what if they test positive for COVID? Would you be able to get vaccinated at that point, or is it just done deal?
Yeah, so we will test those individuals that are, having symptoms and or just, want to be tested. We will not give the COVID-19 vaccine at that time. We will wait for a period of time before giving them the COVID-19. So we do know that, like most diseases, just from having the disease itself, you build some level of immunity. But we don't think that immunity for COVID-19 lasts a long period of time. And so we will give you the vaccine 90 days after you've had the COVID-19 infection.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. So once again, the event is happening at Mondawmin Mall this Saturday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. There'll be music, giveaways, prizes. Oh, giveaways is prizes. But come through Mondawmin Mall, 11 to 2. We said that. Total Healthcare, Family League of Baltimore, Heart Smiles. I want to thank you again, Dr. White, for answering all of our questions, big and small.
Absolutely. My
Coach
pleasure.
Johnson, congratulations on becoming team vaccinated. Thank you, Young Elder, for your contribution as well.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all all. And Coach, I'll be there. What time you going Saturday?
I'm be there at 11. I'm be there at 11.
He's going to be there on time.
Listen, you messing with Pork Chop and Angel. We know all about being on time. You better be there at 11 then.
I'm out there. I will.
Now,
we're going to go get a sub upstairs.
It's a question.
I want one.
There's one more question in the chat, and they wanted to know, if I had COVID, should I get vaccinated?
Yes, if you had COVID-19, you should be vaccinated. Exactly. So we give you the vaccine 90 days after you were tested with COVID. Yep.
Okay. Oh, but you did answer that. That's right. Okay. All right. And did we give away the code word already? Voices?
What's the voices, right?
Okay. Voices, bring this code word and a keyword from the Versus Battle to the community event at Mondawmin this Saturday, so that you can register for the raffle and be entered to win some amazing things. So, yeah.
Yep. I'll see you on Saturday.
Yo, okay. Shout out Coach. Shout out Elder. Yo, they did a great job on that panel. I hope y'all got that code word, because remember, yo, that code word is going to be your ticket to get in that iPhone 11.
My name is DJ Cassidy, and I'd like to welcome you all.
Let me get this off of here. Sorry, y'all. I had to click that off of there, y'all. It had went to the next video. But, yo, and they didn't talk about it because we just got it confirmed, but we also gonna have food too. Douglas High School is right across from Mondawmin Mall, so we gonna have a grill set up and all that. Again, we ain't doing nothing fancy, just like some hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, sodas, water, all that stuff like that. But yeah, we definitely gonna have food there, so don't even worry about it. This is saying I thought the code word would be something. Yo, Big 16, that's a great thing to bring up. You right. It's going to be 2 code words. You got one today, and you're gonna get one tomorrow. So if people missed out today, this is why I say, yo, like it's too easy because the competition ain't gonna be that deep. We got 2 iPhone 11s. Like the competition ain't gonna be that deep. So you had to have the code word from today, and tomorrow at the verses is gonna be a whole other code word. Hold up, y'all, because here go my grill man right here, y'all. Here go my food man right here. Hey, Mr. Jeff. How you doing? I'm good. Thank you so much for calling me. I was just on the live right now telling them we try and hook the food up for them. Y'all, we official. We official, y'all. We is official. I just got the phone with Mr. Jeff, y'all. He's the grill master. If y'all probably wouldn't even remember. Y'all wasn't even rocking with us that long. But the year before last, we had a community event, East Baltimore, right off of Washington Street, near where the Heart Smiles mural is. And he rolled up with his big grill then, and he grilled and cooked all the food and stuff like that. And he was great. So he's pulling up Saturday, y'all, with the food, y'all. It's about to be nice. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Yo. This about, yo. Now all we need to figure out, yo. Now all we need to figure out is how I'm gonna have like a little speaker or something outside too. They're gonna have music on the inside in the mall where the actual event is going. Like people just gonna come over to Mr. Jeff just to get like their food and all that stuff like that. And as a matter of fact, y'all, Mr. Jeff need a little bit of help. I got one person already that's going to help him, but I definitely need maybe about 3 more people that can help him. And your role would be like to make sure the tables is set up when people coming over or whatever, like helping them make their plates so that we can make sure we keep a good like ratio for the food or whatever, making people plates, definitely making sure that we cleaning up because we want to respect the Douglas High School for lending us the space. So we want to make sure that we respect that. And just like maintaining and managing like that situation. Now, unfortunately, you would miss out on a lot of the events that's happening like in the mall or whatever. But yeah, I need I need about 3 people or so to help with that. And what we gonna do? We're gonna do something like what, $25 an hour, something like that. That'll get you to like almost like $100 or so for helping us out on that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. But you gotta be professional and you gotta be serious and you gotta show up on time. Mr. Jeff said he gonna get there around like 10:30 or so. So yeah, that's what that is. But all right, y'all, we locking that in. We locking that in. More details to come on that. I'm gonna post more details on that. Y'all, we got a few minutes, y'all, to really lock in and get into our get into some leadership, y'all. We gotta get into some leadership. Like, because y'all know how we do on Thursdays. We gotta get into some leadership. So, yo, let me take care of this one last thing right fast. And then we're gonna get that popping. Y'all let me know what we doing. Let me see. All right. All right, y'all. Try and work and be on live at the same time, y'all. It's crazy. All right, bam. There we go. Conflict management. Yes, Rel, and we only got a little bit of time, yo. So we gotta make it quick. Yes, Santana. I love that one, yo. That's a great one, yo. That's a really good one. Conflict management. Let's get into conflict management. How Rel couldn't buy, y'all. All right. So so first of all, right, let's start right here with conflict managing. Let it be known that that is one of the most critical parts of being a leader, is being able to handle conflict. Like a lot of people think that just because you got this title of being like a supervisor or a manager or the boss or whatever, that automatically makes you a leader. No, absolutely not. No. A big part of being a leader is being able to resolve problems, be solution oriented, and build this space where people can collaborate and work together. So when you think about conflict management, and this is one of the reasons why the projects I put y'all on be so important, because you get to learn these skills firsthand. And if y'all was on success sessions and y'all remember Miss Audrey who talked, and she talked about how she used to manage different projects when she was at Kaiser, and how she was steadily moving up the ladder because of how effective she was on different projects. Y'all basically doing the same thing with your Heart Smiles projects. Like, you are working, building up those same skills that you need in order to be successful out in the real world. Communication is probably the foundation of conflict management, because if you aren't comfortable and confident with being able to communicate, you will never be able to solve any problems. Because if you think about problem solving, the root of it is being able to help other people see different perspectives and to help other people find common ground so that people can agree to move forward. A problem is not solved. You have not resolved conflict unless you are actively moving forward. When you still got people beefing and bickering and all that stuff because of whatever issue, it's a whole fail on the conflict management piece. So first thing is communication. Second thing, staying on the communication piece, you got to be able to communicate even with people that you don't like, or even with people who are the culprits. And that is a hard part to do, because when it's somebody's fault, and when somebody like is the true reason why there is conflict in the first place, we can kind of have these biases. And those biases come across real clear in our conversation when we are talking to that person. But guess what? That don't help us move closer to conflict resolution. That don't help us move closer to any type of solution. So it truly is a skill to be able to approach a person that's in the wrong, and to be able to talk to that person and allow that person to still feel respected while you are holding them accountable. When you are holding somebody accountable, the point of that is to not guilt trip them, make them feel bad, or to beat them down, especially to a place where they can't get back up. The whole point of that is to enlighten a person, to help a person grow, to help a person acknowledge where they went wrong, what happened, and how they can get better and how they can move forward. That's the purpose of accountability. So you got to be able to be comfortable in that space where you can talk to a culprit, and by the end of that conversation, have that culprit feeling two things: accountable for whatever situation it was, and still valuable, knowing that they can move forward from that situation. Now, granted, y'all, sometimes during conflict resolution, sometimes the answer is to let somebody go. And I definitely learned that the hard way during my times at Comcast. Like, yo, sometimes you just have to fire people or let people go if people aren't willing to progress and move forward. It's one thing to make a mistake, to make an honest mistake, and to learn and grow from that mistake. It's a totally different thing where somebody is either purposefully doing something, creating that cycle of the same issue because they just don't care, and somebody who really kind of just don't get it. And one of my favorite mottos at Comcast used to be, sometimes you got to help people be successful somewhere else. And on you as a leader, when you are determining how this thing gets resolved, when we are working on our conflict resolution, part of the leader's responsibility is to also reflect and look at that situation and say, okay, is this person right for this position? Is this person right for this job? And sometimes it's you. Sometimes you misassigned somebody. Sometimes you put somebody in the wrong place. Just because somebody is failing at one particular job doesn't mean that they don't have talents and they can't be successful in another job. And a good leader, a great leader, is going to put the right people in the right places. Because even when you have the right people, if they in the wrong place, you won't ever be able to tell that they the right people, because they steady tripping, they steady falling, they can't ever get it right. They got talent, they smart, they are very high valued, but they won't ever be successful because they are in the wrong position. So as a leader, we got to be able to determine that. So that's my take on conflict resolution. First things first, with the communication, being able to communicate even with the culprits, and then ultimately being able to determine if a person is in the right space or not, and then making a decision from there. And for real, Santana, it's nothing easy about it, yo. It's nothing easy about it, because when you see problems, yo, most people initially want to run away from the problems. Leaders, real leaders, we run towards problems. And one last thing on this before we move on. And if somebody else got something else, yo, put it in the comments. We still got a few more minutes. I didn't see another one. But one other thing that real leaders do, y'all, is that we take the blame. So when something happens on our team, if we are the leader, one of our team members messed up, somebody made a mistake or whatever, we automatically take the blame. It doesn't shift us from holding people accountable. We still hold people accountable, and we have those conversations, and we make sure that people learn, okay, maintain the boundaries. All right, Chaos Smoothies, like that one. Like, we still hold people accountable, but we also take that blame and we carry that burden for the team, because as the leader, that's our job to do that. And you'll find that when you put yourself in that space to where as though you're taking the blame, automatically your team is going to want to step up and protect you more. Automatically, your team is going to just have this feeling of, oh, we got to make sure that things are right. We got to make sure that we don't ever have our leader in that position to where as though now they got to explain things for us. So it's just a different dynamic. It's a different culture when you start moving into that space of leadership, because that's where people see a strong example from you, what accountability looks like, and what the next level of accountability looks like when you are apologizing and when you are taking the blame for something that you didn't even do personally. So I hope that makes sense, y'all. And that was a great topic. Thank you so much, Santana. Mr. Elaborator, let's talk about having yes men in your circle. Okay, we could definitely get to that one too. So maintaining boundaries, y'all. In leadership, like, yo, that is very important. Like, if you don't maintain your boundaries, yo, people are going to step over you every single chance that they get. And some people on your team, while they might be a valuable asset to your team and you might enjoy working with that person, some people just inherently are going to always try to test the waters to see how much they can get away with. And that's why people know who they can play with and who they can't play with. That's why people know what situations they can come to you with and what situations they shouldn't come to you with. So when it comes to maintaining your boundaries as a leader, the first thing you want to do is just be very, very clear about what those boundaries are. You can't expect for people to know. And I know we say this a lot, but common sense is not all that common. You sometimes gotta take that road of thinking that, you know what, if I didn't say it, it doesn't exist. And I know that might sound a little premature and a little elementary, but like, yo, sometimes people just don't know what they don't know, and sometimes they need to be reminded. And aside from that, sometimes people need to know that you know, because sometimes, yo, people be thinking that they getting away with something because they thinking that you don't know. So like, yo, as a leader, transparency is a very, very, very big thing. And when it comes to boundaries, transparency has to be like number one on that list. So in being transparent, one thing that helped for me, especially when I was in corporate America, y'all, like working at Comcast, one thing that really helped me was I had this list, and my list was titled "How to Be Successful Working with Joni." And I never used to say that people were working for me. Like, even though they would say that, yeah, Joni, I'm working for you now. You know, tell me what I need to do. Da 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 da. Like, my language was always, no, you don't work for me. You work with me. And as the leader, here's some things that I just want you to know, because these things are going to help you be successful working with me. And a lot of those things, and these were some of my boundaries. I don't do lateness. Like, that was always like number one, like on my list that I talked about. Like, yo, I don't do lateness. You will get fired messing with me in terms of lateness. I'm a very on-time person. I'm not like the most punctual person in the world, but like, yo, I make an effort to make sure that I'm at the places that I'm at when I'm say I'm going to be there. And I also make an effort to make sure that tasks and things that I need to get done are done in a timely fashion, because one thing I hate is that running around at the last minute. Now, some people enjoy that. Some people like the pressure. Some people work very well in that type of setting. I don't. So don't push that on me. And if that's your habit, I'm telling you right now how to be successful with me. If I give you a deadline of Friday, you might as well act like Wednesday came out of my mouth if you are the type of person that need to be pushed up in terms of pressure for you to get something done on time. And that helped resolve or avoid a lot of conflicts with my staff that I was working with. Another boundary, I used to hate when people would come into my office and I'm on the phone. I had all kinds of sensitive issues and stuff that I would be talking about on the phone. I would be talking to HR. I would be talking to different leaders in different parts of the company about sensitive things. And I wasn't always in a space where I could put them on hold or tell them, hey, I'll be right back. No, the polite thing for you to do, the respectful thing for you to do is that if you're coming into my office, unless it's a die-hard emergency, if you see me on the phone, yo, shut my door and then shoot me a text or send me an email and let me know that you need to speak to me. Don't stand in my office while I'm on the phone having a sensitive phone call and you just write that. So transparency. And to other people, that might be a small thing. But again, for me, that was one of my boundaries. And you got to define your own boundaries. And once you define your boundaries, then that's on you. And I'll give y'all maybe one other quick one about boundaries, just an example from my professional life, and then we'll move on. Another one that I didn't like was like, yo, if you see me eating, y'all, trying to take my break, don't hit me up at that time. Like, don't hit me up, because I was that leader at Comcast. I was there before everybody. And by the time everybody left, I was still there. So people already saw that basically I was a die-hard workaholic. I would be working all day, all night. And mind you, most of my offices at Comcast was in Pennsylvania. I didn't transfer to a Baltimore office until like later in my career when my aunt got sick and I wanted to be back closer to home. But like, yo, for me, I'm like, first of all, I got like an hour and a half commute. I'm working my butt off all day, every day. most days didn't even take a lunch. So on the one day out the week where you actually see me taking a lunch, like, yo, do me the courtesy of not interrupting me while you see me eating my food. Like, and I know Chaos Smoothies, I know y'all never see me eat. Y'all not, I know, because I'm that much of a workaholic. Like, and I'm working on it. I be putting it off, but I mean, I'm working on it and I'm getting a lot better. But again, that was one of my boundaries. And you got to figure out what your boundaries are. But I communicated those boundaries. So that's how people knew. So I wasn't sitting up there getting upset when somebody crossed my boundary line that I didn't tell them about. No, it wasn't no reason for me to be upset, because nobody was crossing my boundaries, because people knew I communicated it. And the few times where people did like cross one of my boundary lines, it wasn't because they were trying to be intentionally disrespectful. It was truly because either they had an emergency or they probably just forgot in the moment. And what I do is I just basically judge based off of the situation they bring to me. If the situation is an emergency, I'm not even bringing up my boundary, because now that emergency trumps whatever boundary I set. But if it's not an emergency and it's basically just kind of like playtime for you, something that could have waited, oh, I'm going to remind you of what my boundary was. And again, y'all, that's on you, y'all. That is on you to communicate those boundaries and for you to respectfully hold people accountable to those boundaries. And you really can't be mad at nobody but yourself if you allow yourself to be frustrated and irritated over people crossing your boundaries, but yet you haven't communicated that. So yeah. Hey, Coop, what's up, Coop? Coop said put that lunch on your schedule. Hey, yo, you got to. You got to. And if you don't, you will quickly forget, especially if you're a workaholic like me, you will quickly forget. But I am getting better though. Like, that's one thing that I can say. Like, I definitely am getting better when it comes to stuff like that. Heart Smile's about to be 6 years old on Saturday, y'all. We about to be 6 years old. I didn't know if Heart Smiles was going to make it 6 months, yo, the way that I started. Now we about to be 6 years old. So, and my timeline for myself was 5 years to build this business up. So now that I've officially crossed 5 years of building this business up, now I'm really starting to get better with the self-care and really kind of taking a step back to make sure that I'm good as well. All right, y'all, we only got a few minutes, yo. So we got time for maybe just one more. And I think Mr. Elaborators, his was up next, where he talked about he said having yes men in your circle. Y'all, accountability is another word for love. Somebody who loves you is going to hold you accountable. Somebody who cares about you is going to hold you accountable. The people who want to see you do better, who want to see you grow, are going to hold you accountable. I'm not talking about those people that just want to point out the negative just because they are prone to negative. I'm not talking about those people that just want to yap and yap and yap and just always nitpick and find something wrong with what you're doing. I'm not talking about those kind of people, yo. The people that really care about you and the people who are invested in your growth are going to hold you accountable. And if the people around you aren't holding you accountable, they don't care about you, flat out, straight like that. It does you no good to have people who are only going to tell you what you want to hear in your circle. It does you no good to have people who are always just going to say yes and yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, and bow down to you. Those aren't real people. Those are fake people who want to tell you what you want to hear so that they can continue to benefit off of you. That's it. Chaos Smoothie said, so cut them off. Yo, it depends. And I'm assuming, Chaos Smoothies, that you're talking about our conversation like back with like boundaries, people crossing your boundaries. Like, it really depends. My example is a harsh example because when I feel like people are purposefully disrespecting me, you get cut off. We don't even have nothing to talk about ever again. But in terms of just like the general population, like if somebody is innocently crossing a boundary and they just genuinely don't know, no, I wouldn't cut them off. I would have a conversation. And if somebody knows, but they forgot and they slipped up in a moment, I wouldn't cut them off either. I would just remind them. And you got to figure out, like, really for yourself, what does that threshold look like for you? Like, if you constantly reminded somebody over the same thing over and over again, now they're not making a mistake. They're doing it on purpose. So yes, that person probably need to go because they just are disregarding you and disrespecting you all over the place. But I would use your judgment to figure out if it's an honest mistake, if somebody really has good intentions, or if they have malintent. But like, yo, like, yeah, you gotta figure out what's best for you, yo. But as far as like those yes men, y'all, just kind of wrapping that up, don't have them in your camp. They taking advantage of you 9 times out of 10. They know that you are a benefit. So whatever benefit you are providing them, whatever value is attached to you, they want to be attached to that value too. And they just going to say and do whatever, even if they got a tap dance for you, yo. That's what they're going to do. Those not the type of people that you want in your circle. And it's not to say you got to cut those people off. All those people aren't bad people, but you just got to figure out, like, yo, how are you going to distance yourself? Because those type of people can't be in like your top 5 or like your top 3. Those people, now you got to have some distance between them. But y'all, that's my time. And Beats unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. So that's really it. Hey, yo, y'all talk about drop an evening jewel. Hey, yo, check this out. If y'all want that evening jewel, y'all need to go and listen to the TikTok jewel. Because y'all ain't know, I'm already giving 2 jewels a day. And that don't even take into account all the jewels that we be dropping all day long on Success Sessions. But you know what? I'm gonna honor the request. And the reason I'm going to honor the request is because this conversation is specifically around leadership. Hey, Sean say, hey, yo, Big 16 say he be on TikTok. You don't be on them TikTok jewels, yo. Y'all don't know. Hey, Santana, y'all don't be on them TikTok jewels. Y'all don't know nothing about them TikTok jewels, yo. But yo, we're gonna do a leadership jewel, yo, specifically for leadership. Let me think about one that's resonating with me right now. Hey, yo, y'all gonna say we need 3. Hey, yo, y'all play, yo. You know what? I'm not even messing with you right now. All right. You know what? Here's what we're going to say about leadership, since everybody wants to become a better leader. Everybody that come into this space, we all agree that we all want to be a better leader. The jewel is, as a leader, it's not about how far you are able to take yourself, but how far you are able to take other people. So if you are serious about leadership, yo, look at the people around you. And I'm not necessarily talking about the people who support you and the people who help you during your growth, but look at the people who might be potentially following you. How are you helping them to level up in their life? How are you helping them to move closer towards their version of success? Are you building them as a leader as well? If you are the only leader in your camp, yo, then you're really not a leader at all. Because a real leader, a successful leader, we build other leaders. So we are surrounded by leaders. It's not just us and we the pinnacle and that's it. No, we have other leaders around us because we are constantly helping other people grow into better, stronger leaders as we grow into better, stronger leaders. So that's your jewel, y'all. And I hope somebody takes that jewel. If you thinking to yourself right now, like, wow, I'm not really growing nobody else, or I don't have nobody under my wing right now. Today is the day that you need to reflect and think about who you can get under your wing, who you can have start to follow you, and who you can pour into. Who are you helping to build up? And it only starts with one, yo. It only starts with one. And in leadership math, yes, we call this leadership math. In leadership math, once you start doing addition, like when you start adding leaders, because you're building leaders up, once you start adding leaders, then your leadership starts to multiply because now those leaders are building more leaders. You got it? You got it? Yo, I hope that made sense. I hope that was a good jewel for y'all. Y'all, that's my time. I'm about to get out of here. Again, y'all, I'm looking for about 3 people or so to be on the grill crew Saturday, starting at 10:30 in the morning, yo, to help Mr. Jeff with the grill and everything. Mr. Jeff is going to actually cook the food and be on the grill and all that. But I need other people to actually set the tables up, serve the food, make sure everything stay cleaned up and all that. Like I said, we're going to do $25 an hour or something like that. So it's going to work out to about $100 or so if you help us out for that day, y'all. 10:30 a.m., yo. Let me know. Hit me up so I can sign you up. And again, y'all, the downside to that is that you're going to be missing out on some of the stuff that's happening actually inside of Mondawmin Mall. But I'll leave it to the crew because I'm pretty sure whatever crew I get going to be responsible. Y'all can probably rotate in and out, back and forth or whatever like that. But yes, I'm definitely looking for some help, y'all. I need some help. So let me know if you want to sign up to be a part of that crew, yo. We're going to make sure you got gloves, trash cans, all the utensils and all that stuff like that. All you really got to do is just show up and help and represent, yo. That's it. But yo, versus tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Can't wait. The link is in the bio on Instagram. That thing going to be fire. Can't wait for that. And y'all know what I'm about to say, yo. You know what I'm about to say, yo. Go be productive, yo. Go be productive. You still got about at least 3 more working hours in the day, yo. Go be productive. Go work on your goals, yo. And yo, since we specifically working on leadership with this group, yo, go help build somebody else up too, yo. Even if it's sending a positive text message or putting a positive quote out there or something that's going to uplift somebody else. Be intentional about pouring into other people as part of your goals and as part of what you do to help build yourself up. Because the more you build up other people, yo, the more you are building yourself up. The higher the people under you are going, the higher you're going to go. And y'all already know, I don't think we got that problem with this group. Oh, I need my water, y'all. Hang on, y'all. This what happen when you be on live all day. Hey, yo. Yo, Cam, you crazy, yo. This what happened. You be on live all day, yo. You lose your voice. Yo, yes, yo. It's not even that I'm thirsty, DH. I drink water all day, but yo, you be on live talking all day, and then I be on meetings in between live, yo. So sometimes it just be hitting me hard. Yes, take them deer parks to the head. Yo. Y'all don't even get it, yo, how serious it be, yo. Yo. Big 16, you missed me drowning that water, yo. I had to get that water, yo, because being on live all day, yo, It ain't nothing to play with. Hey, Chelsea, Joe, you need a break. Yo, I know, yo, I'm about to get that break, yo. I'm trying to tell you, yo, being on live all day, yo, talking all day, and then having to do meetings and stuff. And I got a meeting right after this, yo. It's crazy. I know, yo, vacation coming up soon. But I got to finish telling y'all my little speech, yo. Don't think y'all getting out of that speech. Even though I don't think that we got that problem with this group, yo, but I got to say it anyway, yo. If you ain't got no goals, yo, that is a bigger problem, yo. That's a bigger problem if you ain't got no goals, yo. So that's where you need to start with the goals, yo. And y'all already know not to hit me up. Don't hit me up with that. I can't do that. Y'all hit up one of these OG heartbeats, yo, and start small if you have to. You don't need no big, crazy goals, yo. You can start small if you have to. Yes, Big 16. Yo, it's a bigger problem, Chelsea. We 8 minutes over. Yo, that's only because we was going in about leadership, yo. And then I had to get my water break, yo. That's it. But like, yo, y'all already know what it is, yo. Like, if you don't have no goals, that's like walking around in this world blindfolded, yo. And if you are serious about leadership, like if you are coming to this space to learn about leadership, then you got to get serious about your goals, yo. Because leadership, once you pass the first level, yo, it's nothing to play with. And you got to be intentional about what you would do, what you were doing, and how you were spending your time. Because in leadership, yo, you're going to find it ain't about you no more. It's not about you no more. It's about the souls that are following you. It's about the people that are looking up to you. So you got that extra responsibility, yo, of not just living for yourself no more. And you got to live for other people. So if we are serious about leadership, yo, then we got to be serious about our goals and where we are going. Because if you don't know where you're going, where you going to lead somebody else? Where you going to lead somebody else, yo, if you're not serious about where you are going in life? So, y'all, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. If y'all rock it with us for the verses is going to be fire. That's going to be all fun, yo. That's going to be all fun. So, yo, come. I'm trying to tell y'all now, if your parents don't allow you to listen to the real version of the music, then you might not want to come because it's going to be all unedited version. Fias, I hope I said that right. Thank you, yo. What's up? What's up, Kayla? I hope I said the name right. But like, yo, we are definitely going to have fun at the verses tomorrow. And if y'all rocking with us next Thursday, y'all already know, same time right here at 6 o'clock, y'all, we're going to be going in about leadership. So be thinking about some topics that you want to focus on around leadership. And we really, really, really want to go all in on the leadership because we building up young leaders around here. All right, y'all. That's it. I'm gone, y'all. I'm off to my next meeting. My success session, people, y'all already know. You say it's close to it. Yo, my success session, people, y'all already know. I see y'all tomorrow, 10 o'clock. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, y'all. I'm out of here.